here is today's word of blessings for you. 1 Chronicles 11:16-19. At that time David was in the stronghold, and the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. David longed for water and said, "Oh, that someone would get me a drink of water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem." So the three broke through the Philistine lines, drew water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem and carried it back to David. But he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. "God forbid that I should do this," he said. "Should I drink the blood of these men who went at the risk of their lives?" Because they risked their lives to bring it back, David would not drink it. Such were the exploits of the three mighty warriors. Today's title is Water from Bethlehem. The food channels are becoming very popular. They broadcast a variety of food programs such as cooking and eating. I am not very particular about food. I hardly have cravings for specific food no matter how tasty they are. But occasionally I feel the cravings for food that I used to eat when I was young. Those are usually very humble foods such as baked potatoes or low-quality pastries. But somehow I feel the cravings for that cheap stuff, especially when I get really tired or sick. I guess we all have similar nostalgic cravings at times. I think that's what David felt when he longed for water from the well in Bethlehem, which was his hometown. David now became the king of Israel. He is now in the city of David, from where his hometown Bethlehem was not very far. He was almost able to see it from his own fortress in a clear day. But it was still occupied by Philistines. Looking over the familiar landscape that he used to roam over as a young shepherd boy, he was suddenly caught with the craving for the fresh water that he used to drink from a well in Bethlehem. He must say to himself, "Oh, that someone would get me a drink of water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem." It was never an order. But the three faithful and might warriors darted to Bethlehem as soon as they heard David's sentimental wish and broke through the Philistine lines to draw water from the well. That showed the great loyalty of the three warriors. But David refused to drink the water. He had seen what could have happened to the faithful warriors for a momentary satisfaction of his sentimental wish. He said, "God forbid that I should drink this. Should I drink the blood of these men who went at the risk of their lives?" Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. This is a little sentimental story in a Bible where so many grand and crucial events were recorded. But I personally like this story. I like the mind of the author of the Bible who put this seemingly little story in the Bible. God understands us. He knows that we sometimes have such irrational sentiments. He does not rebuke it flatly. He rather has us figure it out on our own in a beautiful way. It seems as if God says to us in this passage, "I understand how you feel in your life. Those feelings are not necessarily bad. But can you keep it under control for what I value most, which is the life of man, whether it is the life of a king or a servant? What do you think? Do you hear such God's voice echoing in your heart? Then you must have been moved by this little story as I am. Good Lord."